Dose and
Dan Holmes.
Dan Holmes. And you knew Adam's mother, Nancy. Is that right?
Yes.
What was she like as a person, or what respect did you know her?
She's really a very happy person. Very well put together, very excited about life generally.
Yeah, and did you know Adam at all, or did you know Ryan?
I didn't know the rest of her family. I just knew her from hanging out sometimes. I knew she, used to go to Boston quite a bit. We were just saying, and she liked the Red Sox.
What did she work at?
You probably have seen this woman before, showing up on the spotlights and TV cameras, being interviewed by the biggest news channels of the American mainstream media during various false flag events with mass murder of people, and giving a scripted version of the facts that make them look like random killing rampages. In some cases she appears in 2 different places and 2 different times of the same event, often identified with different names and always giving key testimonies either as a real-time eyewitness, or as an acquaintance of the subjects directly involved in the event.
Happened right across from us, and it was just this huge explosion, and there's just debris everywhere.
A big, huge explosion while we were having lunch, and everybody ran for the doors and windows, and we were sheltered under tables.
I believe that on Nichols Ave down here, it was just a ton of gunshots.
Hang on.
And then boom, boom, 3 big bangs. But it looks like they were working their way this way and this way over here. So I don't know if they cornered them over here or not.
A man is in custody in Albuquerque, New Mexico, accused of stabbing people in church during Sunday Mass. Witnesses say the man jumped over several pews and stabbed church members in the choir area just as Mass was ending.
He was looking at our lead soloist, and I just remember seeing him hurtle over the pews, hurtle over people, and run towards us, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is not good.
Definitely this lady is in the businesses of false flag events and inside jobs. There are no doubts about that. The only question now is, who is she? Apparently her real name is Adriana Victoria Munoz, and she has a history working for the Colombian government in traffic monitoring. Her expertise is a civil intervention, new surveillance technologies and operations control. That sounds a lot like the profile of someone who could be working for any governmental agencies or private contractors in the field of urban surveillance, worst case scenarios and certainly false flag events. Given the shadowy history of the US government in Colombia, scandals of drugs shipping, gun running, prostitution, black ops cover-up, and the usual overseas clusterfuck, the odds are that this woman is actually a CIA liaison with a bogus job inside the Colombian government, currently reassigned to crisis acting jobs back in the United States. She also has a second profile with several artistic expertises that apparently make her qualified for crisis acting in the latest inside jobs of the US government, especially the ones related to gun control, suppression of the Second Amendment and martial law scenarios. But as long as CIA and COINTEL operatives of other agencies, as well as private contractors, have fake profiles for public deceiving, perhaps that's not even her real name and we probably will never know who she actually is. But the fact is that now she's busted, heavily exposed, and hundreds of thousands of people know her face and what she does. So whenever you spot her, wherever you see her, you better get the fuck out, because a false flag event is either happening or already happened, and you could be the next patsy taking the fall.
Hospital today after a chemical spill in the pharmacy there. It happened around noon at the Walgreens on York Street in New Haven. Police say there was a spill that combined several chemicals, drugs used to treat cold symptoms. When they combined, the workers nearby got sick. 4 of them were taken to the hospital to be checked out.
I hope it's cleaned up and I don't breathe it in, whatever it is. Scary.
The store isn't saying exactly how those chemicals got out.
I hope it's cleaned up and I don't breathe it in, whatever it is. It's scary.
The store isn't saying out.
I hope it's cleaned up and I don't breathe it in, whatever it is. It's scary.
The store isn't saying exactly how those chemicals.
I was in the freshman building, first floor, and he went up and down the hallway, just banging and shooting into the classrooms. He shot through my door and broke the window.
You hear this on the news all the time. You never think it's going to happen. And it happened. It happened.
Life is really precious. Anything can happen within seconds, and we all have to treat each other with love and respect and kindness.
And broke the window.
You hear this on the news all the time. You never think it's going to happen. And it happened. It happened.
Life is.
And he went up and down the hallway, just banging and shooting into the classrooms. He shot through my door and broke the window.
You hear this on the news all the time. You never think it's going to happen. And it happened. It happened.
Yeah, Shepard, we're standing right next to Terminal 2. You mentioned the air traffic. It has continued, though, very slow. A plane here taking off, a plane there landing. That's about it. Nothing normal for LAX. I want to get right to these two witnesses, Audrey and Mark Henry. You both were down here from Paso Robles, about a 3-hour drive down. You're getting ready to go through security in Terminal 3, which, if you don't know, if you haven't been here before, that's upstairs. Downstairs is where people arrive. And as you're going through security, Mark, what happened?
Well, we were just putting our belongings onto the belt to be screened, and we just heard like 8 shots just ring out, bang, 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 and we all hit the deck, and for about, I don't know, 15 seconds we were all down, and then all of a sudden everybody just started running through TSA down into the gates, the terminal there, and TSA was running with us, and they just said keep running, and as we were running there was probably another 15 to 20 shots that we heard behind us, and we just kept running. We got out of the terminal building, down onto the tarmac, and we ran over towards Terminal 2, just out underneath planes. And so all the people that were in line to be screened, we stormed in through the security gates. I mean, that's breaching security too, so that makes everybody nervous. But we just kept running away from the shots, obviously, and we ducked into Terminal 2, and then we kind of have made our way out here, but scary moments here for sure at LAX. Man, just
Shepard, while we've been talking to Mark and Audrey while you've been on the air, I watch Audrey's hands have been shaking. I know that you don't have your shoe. You're only wearing one shoe right now.
I'm wearing one shoe. I was at the screening area. I was putting all of my belongings in the tray. I had one boot off, and I put my boot in the tray, and all of a sudden we heard the shots, and we all fell to the floor and on top of each other, and it was like a dream. It wasn't real. It was like a movie.
Nightmare.
It was so intense, and it wasn't normal to hear that, and so we all just panicked and just started flooding through the screening x-ray machines, and TSA was right there with us, and we just didn't know what to do. It's just unreal right now. I'm shaking. I'm scared. I don't know if we're still safe. They say that there could be a gunman on the roof. I don't know.
Now the bomb squad has to go through the entire terminal and ensure all those bags are clear, so it could be some time. But as you mentioned, you said something like, I was happy to get out alive.
We're happy to get out alive.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
the silver lining here is, we're alive, and everything that's in our bags is obviously replaceable. But yeah, like I said, some scary moments.
Floor, and he went up and down the hallway, just banging and shooting into the classrooms. He shot through my door and broke the window.
You hear this on the news all the time. You never think it's going to happen. And it happened. It happened.